Hey everyone, welcome back to Infinite Math Help Squared. We are covering the topic of transformations in mathematics, specifically translations today, and then I'll do a video separate for reflection, rotation, and dilation. Now, translation, reflection, and rotation happen to be types of rigid transformations. This means that the size or shape does not change of the figure. What do we mean by a transformation in general? In general, something is moving in mathematics. If something is transforming, it's moved. So think of it more so as position. But when we get to dilation, we'll be changing the size of the figure. We'll be shrinking or enlarging it. This is non-rigid. Okay, let's take a look at some examples and some language that we need to be aware of. Okay, so first, the language that we're going to be using when it comes to transformations. In transformations, the original figure that you start with is referred to as a pre-image. And when you're finished transforming it, or you're looking at a transformed version of a figure, we refer to it as the image. What you'll also see is a notation. So for example, if this was my pre-image, it might be labeled A, B, C, and then maybe its image is labeled A prime, B prime, C prime, because A, B, and C underwent a transformation and became new. So we refer to it as prime also, the prime figure. You could even name a figure. Maybe this is figure X, this is figure X prime. So you might see those when you're working on this. The other thing to keep in mind is what we call mapping. If a figure can map onto another figure, then you know that it was a rigid transformation because it would mean that there's no overlap and there's no gap. So A maps directly onto A prime, point B maps directly onto B prime, and C maps directly onto C prime. They're still the same shape, just moved. Okay, now let's go back to here real quick, because in common language or casual conversation, you can refer to a translation as a slide, and this video is focusing on translations. So a figure slides over. So you could see here my two pre-images, they just slid over to the right. And we are going to do two things. We are going to first identify what transformation took place. Then we're going to actually perform a translation, and that'll be it. That'll cover it. The two applets that I was using, I'm going to link into the description of the video. It is Geogebra and the Open Up Resources applets that also use Geogebra. And I will do a separate video to show you those tools and demonstrate how to perform transformations. Okay, here we go. What transformation took triangle ABC to triangle FDE? So here we go. Triangle ABC. And this one is my pre-image. It's not asking us to label it, but I just want to make sure if the transformation is taking this triangle to this one has to be our image. Okay, so what transformation took place? We talked about mapping, so let's take a look if these two map onto each other. If we were trying to map, A has to map onto F, so let's match them up and let's find out. If I start here at -4, 0, I will go 1, 2, 3, 4. I will go 4 down. And I will go 1, 2, 3 to the right. Let's take a look and test the other ones. We want to map a B onto D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Check. Okay, let's map C onto E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Check. This is definitely a translation. And in number 2, it says to write the rule that describes the transformation. So to describe this translation, I'll write the rule down here. Every original x, y has to move this way, right here, right? So how do I write that in transformation notation? My original points move to, every x is moving to the right 3. So if I'm moving to the right 3, that means I had to add 3 to every single x coordinate of the original ABC. Okay, every y, it says went down 4. So down 4, and there you go. There's your rule. We've identified it's a translation, and we wrote the rule. Now, if you want to check your work just to make sure that it was okay, then let's take a look at the individual points. I'll look at A to F, and then you can check B to D and C to E. All right, so A is the point -4, 0, and F is the point -1, -4. Okay, let's see if I follow my rule, do I actually get the image of triangle ABC? This is x, and if I take -4 and I add 3 to it, I get -1. Well, what do you know? That one worked out nice. Okay, how about taking away 4 from the y coordinate? 0 take away 4 will yield a -4. Voila, we have got it. So, if you check the other ones, they should also check out by using the rule. Okay, last part. We're going to construct our own translation using the pre-image. Use the following rule to transform rectangle EFGH. EFGH. So here is my pre-image. I'm going to label it. And we're responsible for doing the transformation, and the rule is right down here. For every x coordinate, we need to take away 2, which means it's going to move to the left, because we're going to take away 2, which means the number will get smaller. Over here, those numbers are increasingly smaller, right? For every y, though, I have to increase 1, which means it's going to move up. So I'm going to do this 2 ways with you. I'm going to use simply left 2, up 1, and plot, but then we're going to check the work using the coordinates. That way you can self-check. I'm going to use a different color also here. Okay, I'm going left 2, up 1. So let's start at E. If I go left 2 and up 1, I land right there. And this is E prime. Don't forget to label them because they have to map onto each other. Okay? Let's complete F prime. I am going, again, left 2, up 1, so I will be right there. And this is F prime. Okay, next one is G, left 2, up 1, right there above H. And this is G prime. All right, last one, guys, and then we can kind of sketch it, close the figure. H is also moving left 2, but up 1 right there. This is H prime. Okay, let's close the figure. If you wanted to try these yourselves, like I said, I will go ahead and give you the links to the 2 applets, Geogebra and the applets in Open Up Resources, since it's free. And then I'm using Jamboard tools to be able to draw on the pictures once I screenshot them. Okay, here is our image, which technically we're done, but I did say to you that I would help. Sometimes teachers want you to make sure that you're showing your work, right? Because those moves, all we had to do was count. But if you're required to show work or to use the rule, then let's see what that would look like, and then we're done. So over here, I made a note about my pre-image points. My pre-image points for E are 1, 1. If I take 1 and I subtract 2, and I take 1 and I add 1, what is the resulting E prime? The resulting prime is negative 1, 2. Now let's make sure that we're at negative 1, 2. This is my origin, negative 1, 2. Check. Okay, let's check F prime. F prime, 3 minus 2, 1 plus 1. What does that yield? 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. Let's come over here to check. Again, here's my origin, 1, 2. Perfect. So far, these check out. I'm going to go to G. I'll do it over here. For G prime, I have to take 3, subtract 2. I have to take negative 4, and I have to add 1. What's the result of G prime? 3 minus 2 is 1. Negative 4 plus 1 is a negative 3. And let's check our figure. G prime is right here. Here's my origin. Negative 1, 2, 3. So check. And this is positive 1. Check. Last one, folks. For H prime, 1 minus 2 and negative 4 plus 1. My resulting H prime is supposed to be negative 1, negative 3. Origin, negative 1, negative 1, 2, 3. Voila, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and we are done. That is translations. In the next videos, I will go over the other ones, one at a time for each video, because maybe you don't need all of them. All right, till next time, guys.